Hey everyone, it's LS, and I'm joined with Nemesis for one of the final actual patches of Season 11. This is the controversial patch because it has a couple of things in it that are going, that is actually just going to change up a lot of stuff. So let's just jump right into it. Disabling all chat. Starting this patch, all chat will be disabled in match-made queues. It'll still be available in custom games. We'll elevate the impact of this change through verbal abuse reports, penalty rate surveys, and direct feedback after a few patches. Head to this article for a bit more info. Thoughts?
I'm fine with this change. I don't think all chat is like very useful. I don't think a lot of people use it, at least not where I play. So
I feel like
I'm
all
fine with it
chat,
being removed.
in my experience, it's only ever been used for toxicity on Korea. The other thing is, every time that I watch a Western streamer and I see them utilizing all chat, it's for purposes that, I don't know, either it does have a lot of toxicity behind it, or it's for stuff that's sort of like, it could actually bother teammates, you know, like, why are you all chatting? Like stuff like that. I've always viewed all chatters kind of like weird. I've never thought someone who all chats is like probably stable inside of the game to some degree, right? So there's that. One of the other things that I will say about this is I feel like the disabling of all chat could be a foreshadowing of some stuff, and I felt like it was a little bit weird. No one on Twitter, Reddit, anywhere was really talking about this, but obviously Arcane is coming out next month. That's the Netflix series that's going to drop in a lot of countries, and when Arcane comes out, who knows what effect this could actually have on League of Legends, and perhaps even cause an abundance of new players to start joining the game. And if that's the case, I think the removal of all chat makes a lot of sense. This could be a foreshadowing of Riot gearing up for maybe a new influx of new players, which League has not had in a very, very, very long time. Champions, Akshan, E damage decreased, E heroic swing, 30 to 110 to 30 to 90. Thoughts?
I've never, ever seen such an unbalanced champion like Akshan. I mean, this champion is, in my opinion, 100% overpowered. I mean, I like nerfing E is kind of like probably feels bad for him because E is his main ability. But like, whenever I play him, I think like Q, ult, passive, W, all these spells are super overtuned. So I'd rather focus on them. But this is gonna suck for him nevertheless. I mean, E is the ability he maxes first, and losing 20 damage is just big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with pretty much all of those points. I mean, we'll see what happens in preseason. That's the other thing about a lot of these patches, or even the current meta, right, is we never know what's going to happen when Riot does preseason changes in full. And we've only gotten a glimpse of that through their videos. Moving on, Graves, E bonus armor decreased. E quick draw 6 to 18 to 4 to 16. So this is the ability that he actually maxes second. And so even though he is maxing it second, he's only losing 2 points of armor. I don't think it's going to, well, it's per stack, right? So he is going to be less tanky, but generally in laning phase, you're only keeping up 1 grit stack, maybe 2, right? So it's not the end of the world, right? It's not totally causing what is making him super big. He has the fleet footwork change, or the fleet footwork thing that Riot I don't think has addressed yet. We'll see the bug fixes later on, if it actually even is a bug. And then obviously it's just his Q, his wave clear is actually what makes him very, very strong right now. So approaching quick draw, it's nice, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Grace is still going to be good.
Yeah. Jinx, passive attack speed increased, E range increased, R cooldown decreased, passive get excited. Total attack speed 15 to 25%. E flame chompers range is also going to go up by 25. R super mega death rocket cooldown 90 to 60 to 75 to 55. So just having her be able to access it a little bit earlier on in laning phase, not the end of the world. Flame chompers doesn't really matter. And then passive get excited. I mean, that's the big one, right? She just gets a dagger for free.
So I think like a lot of people were super excited about these changes, and my immediate thought was like, what? This is not even big. I think the biggest change here is the ultimate going down in cooldown. She's not abusing the total attack speed bonus on passive in a lot of cases, and her E does not need more range. The problem with the ability is it deploys too slow, and it costs way too mana. I mean, this champion has mana issues all over the place. These buffs are not very big. The ult buff is nice. That's about it.
So here we go. So now Karthus, E mana restore reduced early and scales with more rank. Karthus bot gets almost infinite wave control in early game thanks to his E passive. Pretty spooky. We're trimming down his mana early to target his performance in lane without affecting his jungle. E defile. So 20 to 40 to 15 to 55. Now, I do actually think this will hit jungle to an extent, right? It hits it a little bit, but not, a super lot. But yes, in bottom lane, this is going to mean that he loses 1 lay waste per wave, right? Or like 1.5 lay wastes per wave, which it is something. I mean, I guess it is targeting him, but honestly, Karthus are going to be able to play around this. And Karthus is really nuts.
The most hilarious thing is that Riot thinks this is a nerf to bot lane, but this is also a nerf to top lane or mid lane Karthus in case you play him, so laughable.
Yep. Lux. All right, so this is cool because Lux is here to sell a lot of skins, especially with Arcane coming, okay? Despite increasing her E damage in 11-10, Lux still isn't shining so bright in either mid or support. We're taking this opportunity to buff her a bit while making her passive more reliable. Attack speed per level is going up by 1%, so she gets 18 free attack speed. At max level. That's kind of cool. Passive Illumination. Mark extended if Lux's basic attack is already in flight to the target or if our final spark is being cast. That'll take some Lux mains, maybe some, amount of games to get practice with now, because obviously you have more time on the mark. E, Loosen Singularity. So 60 to 260 plus 65% AP to 70 to 270, so just 10 flat, and 70% ability power. And our final spark, the cooldown is just getting sliced. So this means she can wave clear. The fact that 60 seconds on her ultimate, and you know that Lux is going to have ability haste by the time she casts it the first time anyway, means that this is a wave clear tool now. Lux can just ER the wave and get a reset off and come back and her R's back up. And it's really hard to play around that. So her wave clear is going to be insane. And I believe that the way that the new E works means that she can start hitting the backline with E. And if that's actually the case, Lux is instantaneously viable in mid lane.
I think these buffs are super big. Support, mid, wherever. I mean, this champion for me, I think she's like S tier. I also think like people are gonna need time to learn her because like her abilities are not really dodgeable. Like her E is not dodgeable if you play Lux well.
Yep. I think Lux is probably... So this is the problem with Lux is the way that they're approaching these buffs with her and the way that everything else is lining up and the way that other mages are in the current meta. Lux's abilities are so spammable, so wide, so long range that if she actually has damage, she will just outperform other mages. So it's very, very weird. Okay, we move on. Misfortune. Base mana reduced, W cost increased. So base mana is down by 25, and then Strut mana cost is increased by 15. I don't think this matters that much. This isn't why Misfortune's being picked, but I am very, very glad that they're not actually gutting her.
Yeah, this is just a change that good players can play around pretty much, and bad players will get punished. That's pretty much it.
Quinn, W bonus attack speed, decrease late, heightened senses, 20 to 80% to 20 to 60%. Okay. That is kind of weird. That's really weird. This is like a solo queue change.
Yeah, but this is like a Gwen E nerf where they got at her attack speed. I mean, it's the same here for Quinn. This is the ability she maxes first, and she's doing 20% AS bonus, which is huge. Because she's only an auto-attack-based champion. Yep. So this will like got her in solo queue pretty hard.
Sion, W shield increase, Soul Furnace, 60 to 100 plus 40% AP plus 8 to 12 max HP to 60 to 160, or 60 to 160 plus 40% AP to 10 to 14% of maximum health. That is honestly a pretty big change for Sion. This is a nice W buff.
Yeah, he already got one before where they increased 10 base shield on W, and now he's getting percentage up. So this is, I think it might also be a damage buff, but I'm not too sure on that. But yeah, this is just a good buff. I mean, the boss is happy.
Yeah, well, maybe not. It takes him longer to die now, so, it's a little bit rough there. Okay, Teemo, this is the exciting one. So, Q cooldown, 8 to 7 seconds. At 133 ability haste, you can permablind to target. Blind duration, 1.5 to 2.5 seconds to 2 to 3. So you get old rank 3 Q blind duration, which is huge in a lot of matchups. And the missile speed, it is so fast. I don't know if you've seen the video for it or whatnot, but it is a very, very fast missile. And this changes a lot of things for Teemo.
These changes to me are super crazy. I mean, Q now becomes like the defining ability of Teemo, right? Before it was like, whichever spell it is, but now it's like Q is really the defining ability. Makes, I think, AP Teemo much better with this change. The missile speed, this is like a nerf to like bad players, I guess, where like if you're playing against Yasuo Windwall or Samira W, and you can like react very slowly to it, but now you have to be very fast to reacting to it.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I know that you and we've talked a lot about Teemo during Worlds. Teemo is on the cusp, or, I mean, he already sort of is competitively viable in some spots, right? But these changes really help push him. And now that he might be ability haste-centric, I don't know what his runes or anything are going to be. There's the potential shield bow Navari build or something that you could end up going with him with crit if you want to play him that way or something. But obviously, like, Leandri's and getting a lot of ability haste that way is probably also going to be another viable alternative. Right now, all of the high MMR Teemo mains, I do believe, play Riftmaker with Nashor's Tooth. And so, if that's the case, yes, normally you never get access to CDR, so having an increased blind duration, faster missile speed, and a second shaved off your Q is definitely something that they're going to like. So, no matter what, I mean, Teemo's just happy. Okay, Viego. Q damage ratio increased, W self-slow decreased, R crit ratio increased, Q Blade of the Rune King 60 to 70%, W Spectral Maw 15 to 10%, and R Heartbreaker 75 to 100%. So, Viego's just getting buffed, and I think after this, right, he is incentivized to just do the crit builds.
Yeah, they are pushing him into that direction. I believe the AD ratio increase already got decreased last time, so this is just a revert. The W self-slow going down, honestly, doesn't matter. This ability doesn't slow you at all. And then the ultimate is nice, but that's only when he gets access to crit. So although I don't think these buffs are that big, I mean, it's just nice. I do think he deserves them.
Yeah. Okay, Xayah, base movement speed increased, Q cooldown decreased late. So her Q cooldown is decreased to 4 seconds. That is pretty interesting because, I mean, she does get some CDR in her kit, right? So there's that. And then movement speed going up by 5. This isn't what's gating Xayah. I mean, the problem is that you can't force Xayah as an overpowered AD carry because she's supposed to be a reactionary, responsive AD carry, which means that she should only typically ever come in as a counter pick. And it doesn't make any sense if Riot tries to force her to be something that she's not. Goredrinker, Thirsting Slash, 100% total AD to 175% AD. Goredrinker now grants 8% Omnivamp. Health regeneration no longer there. No longer grants 0 to 15% based on missing health of your AD as bonus AD. So the Thirsting Slash being there is still, I mean, They're trying to obviously change this item. I don't really know exactly how to feel about this. They're going to make it so that you actually get tankier rather than outright just dealing a lot more damage. So you're going to be able to sustain a lot better. Anyway, Iron Whip Spike, 75% total AD to 100% base AD. It's sort of whatever. It's just matching the Goredrinker, and it's going to be totally fine. That's totally fine, the Crescent Strike. So it is a lot more damage inside of laning phase, though. Stridebreaker, attack damage is going to be up by 5. Halting Slash is going to be up by 75% total base AD. And no one's going to build Stridebreaker anyway. It's just too gutted from the way that everything else was, so it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, runes, Conqueror. Adaptive force per stack 2 to 4. Buff duration 6 to... Wow, Conqueror is getting tagged.
This is such a huge change because this impacts so many champions. And Conqueror is one of the best runes, or at least was until this point at least. The best runes in the game. So many people using it. This is gonna like really make a big difference on so many champions. I mean, if you're all in people, you're still gonna have Conqueror stacks, right? But like you're still losing damage and you're losing it way faster once you stop fighting. So huge nerf.
Guardian's been overperforming in support role and crowding out other keystones, so we're tuning it down. 70 to 150 plus 15% Guardian's AP, 9% Guardian's bonus health to 51 to 30 plus 15% Guardian's AP. Okay, so they just lowered the base of it. I don't really like this, to be completely honest. Guardian is taken as a reactionary rune to the opponents, not generally as a suffocation rune. And so this one does just confuse me a little bit.
This makes no sense. I don't think Guardian is overwhelming at all. I just don't understand this change.
Yep. Okay, so Health Shard. What is this?
That is the rune shard. You know the shard that you take instead of armor and MR in runes? You take
health.
That is
okay,
it,
that's
yes.
an interesting icon. Okay, the Health Shard is a niche stat that doesn't get a lot of love right now. It's generally useful when you don't expect much of a okay, so 15 to 90 to 15 to 140. Wow. That is
it's going to be worth considering.
Yeah, now it's going to be generally worth considering depending on if your lane is going to be free. So that's a really nice thing because there were already some lanes where you could just take it for free. Most notably on tanks that had uber free lanes, or even on like Malzahar or something, he could get away with taking it depending on his lane, obviously because of his passive. So that's pretty interesting. Ingenious Hunter, base item haste 10 to 20, and then item haste per stack 5 to 6, max item haste at full stacks 35 to 50. This is very bizarre because this is a buff to Moonstone Renewer. You keep getting out more heals.
This is a buff to so many things, like things that normal League of Legends players don't think of. Like it's a buff like Ludens, Everfrost, like all the things that people abuse, Predator boots. From like other things, Yomu's Ghostblade or anything like this. So I think this rune is going to be insanely good, especially because other like Hunter runes are not very good.
Yep, completely agree with that. And Ravenous Hunter, 1.5 to 1.2, 7.5 to 6. I think this rune is trash.
This rune has been trash for so long.
This rune is so bad.
This is the worst rune in the game.
This is one of the worst runes, and it's actually getting nerfed, and the basis is because it's popular. But the reason that it's popular is because whatever is popular is going to stay popular, pretty much, like until people just start tagging it. So that is pretty much it. Okay, so we are... okay. So Gangplank bug was fixed, but it's not that Gangplank bug. It's a different one, and it doesn't look like they actually touched Graves. So that is pretty much it. And now we got some upcoming skins. You've never joined me for a skin segment.
I think I have actually, but it hasn't. Yeah, we haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't. So obviously the Yasuo skin, I like the Dream version more than, or no, I think I like this version more than the Dream version. Which is this one. I don't like this one. This is very Yone-esque, right? But this one's very, very cool. The animations for it and everything are very, very good. I don't know how to feel about this.
What is this, Xayah?
You can't even tell, right? Like,
I can't even tell. Like
Xayah, yeah, it's Xayah. Xayah, yeah.
I mean, I think it looks cool and splash.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. This is very cool. This feels like a Mortal Kombat rework of Reptile. That's very cool. This is a very, very nice Thresh skin. This is okay. This is fine. I don't really know how to feel about this. This feels like something out of Inuyasha or something. I don't really know. Okay, this feels like a Lich King Pandarian, you know?
Oh my god, yes.
It's a Lich King Pandarian. Yeah, this is our Panda cool. Lich King, yeah. This is a really, really cool skin. And that's pretty cool. I don't know what to feel about this one, but okay.
It's very different vibe.
Yep. And then this is the Lagoon Xayah. So, honestly, I mean, the skin looks kind of nice.
Some of Chromas look good, some of them don't.
Yeah. And wow, dude.
Okay,
this is like so this Thresh skin is so sick.
This should be the base, you know.
Dude, this skin. This looks like Ronin Warriors. Only people that are boomers will know what that is, but this is so sick. Okay, this Karma, no, there's better Karma skins than this one. This is also really this is Volibear's best skin now.
Probably, yeah.
This is Volibear's best skin. This is by far and away his best skin now. Okay. And then, what is this? Set?
Chroma,
it's set.
Chroma for set. It's just Chroma, though.
It's just Chroma. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And then, this looks like Ogre from Tekken, I guess. And then, Aurelion Soul.
This is also
Chromas, yep. Skin. The Lee Sin Chroma's sick. Yeah. Very cool. And then Ashe, well, nope, didn't ask. All right, so that is pretty much it for this. And then I do believe that there's a lot more changes that are going to be coming in, the next few weeks with preseason hitting and everything. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I will be able to break down and review a lot of that stuff for you guys, and that'll probably be seen on my main YouTube channel. And I'm looking forward to it because some of the preseason changes look absolutely bonkers, and it seems like I was on the opposite end of the spectrum because I enjoyed a lot of them, whereas it seemed like most other people did not. So that is it for 11/21. I think we only have 2 patches left, right? Or 1 patch left before preseason hits.
Probably 1.
That's cool. All right. Well, that is pretty much it.
All right.